Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Super Paper Mario. This is this first episode of the Samurai Extra. Before we get to that, I'm not going to show off all the maps because I said I wasn't going to do that, but I will show off a few of them, two specifically. This one will give you the HP plus, and hello Squirps. Mommy, the world is safe, Squirp. Squirp was really sad when you left us, Squirble. But Squirps knew what a big responsibility. Yeah, Squirps is really kind of a... There's really so much sadness in this game. Because, like, Squirps' mom is dead. That's pretty sad. Either she's dead or they decided to encase her in gold, which is kind of cool, but still sad. But anyway, yeah, HP plus. Now, besides the HP plus and the attack up that you can find in flop side and flip side, you know, where the, you know, in past videos I showed they're like in like the chest underneath, you know, in that one area underground. These are the only other ones you can find, and you find them via the treasure maps, which you can buy from, is it Flim or Flam? I think Flam. But he's under, if you go to where the bar is in Flopside, if you go through the water path in Flopside, you can find him and buy those specific maps that I showed. And then any other of the HP up or attack up that you want to get, you have to, HP plus or attack plus, you have to go to the arcade and win games in order to, you know, get more of those. So that's one thing. There's also some golden bars that you can get from there, which are good, but for the most part, most of the items in the treasure maps are cards, which I'm not going for all the cards. Anyway, Samurai Kingdom has been restored, which means the tournament is still on. Now, granted, I did show a majority of this part, Chapter 4 or 6-1, because you had to go through at least 20 fights of this. But I'm going to just show this all again, just so that they're all in one section for anyone who wants to see it. So this is basically just going to be Chapter 6, uncut. But yeah, you can still do the tournament. Now, I still like to use Bowser. Granted, there are a few strategies. One I'll be showing off later, is a cheap one which involves using Mario and Boomer to place Boomer, and then flip out so that you can hit the opponent with a bomb. That's great if you're weak on health, because it's a really good stealth move. It's kind of cheap, but you can do that, and I recommend doing that if you're low on health. One thing I should have done, or one thing that you should do for this is definitely bring more health items. You don't really, like, you almost never need attack items, or even items that increase your attack. I rarely feel like I need them. So just, like, bring all health items for the most part for this. Good ones to bring are cooking, Super Shroom Shake equals a 30 healer. Cooking Ultra Shroom Shake equals a 70 healer. Whack-a-bumps are always good too. You know, and then also put on the curse or the spell from Merlovely, or Merlee, not Merlovely, Merlee, and that will allow you to get a random item. Though usually I have bad luck and I end up getting something that isn't a Shroom Shake or a healing item. Anyway, yeah, these are all. You can also use Tiptron or Tippy, well, Tiptron now that you're going through this again, to tattle, and there's some interesting tattles for each of the Samurai guys, but I don't really, you know, want to take all day for this. Or all day, ever. I kind of want to just, you know, get it done, so I'm not going to be doing that, but I will be showing all the text that they say, because they have some, again, they have funny dialogue. But yeah, I do apologize for having, taken a long time, taking a long break. I took a break for Harvest Moon, but even a longer break to even get this stuff done, because technically speaking, I pulled a CSS's TTYD and, like, had the main game done in summer, and then pulled off the extras. But I started this in November of last year, so I want to get this done before year's up, and just have it finished. I mean, this is a remake, so I really don't want to, I shouldn't have spent this long, on a remake of a project. At least I'm putting the extras off. But, you know, this is kind of the first time I've done that in a while. Usually I'm pretty good at just starting a project right up after I've stopped. So we have this to do. So yeah, the Samurai Kingdom, and then I have the two pits, which I'll be doing later on in the coming weeks, or after this is done. But yeah. So like I said, main strategies I would use are Carry and Bowser are always a great strategy, especially for the big samurai guys, the big ones, the sumo guys, basically, those ones are going to roll at you, and Bowser is really ideal for that. The tiny ones, not so much. Sometimes they're can be trouble. Normal ones also. Again, it's usually good to just use Bowser, I feel, because he does double the attack. I think double the attack, and then using special items also is double too, as opposed to just normal jumping. Like if you jump with carry or if you use your fire. So I think okay, wait, maybe not, but I feel like he definitely does double damage normally, and then I feel like if you also use special moves, he'll also do double damage, or double his double damage. But either way, Bowser's definitely preferred. And yeah, he's slow, but his slowness is obsolete with carry for the most part. Plus, with carry, he can breathe fire in midair. So really, Bowser just is definitely the one, as I've said throughout the entire game. He's pretty ideal. Peach is good too, because she has her shield. The thing with Peach is I try to use Barry, but the thing is Barry can't do any damage to any of the samurai guys. So, I don't think he can do damage to samurai guys. So I would recommend not using Barry and Peach. But Peach isn't a bad one to use, but I feel like either use Mario and Boomer or Bowser and Carrie. If anyone has any other combinations they think that work really well, feel free to leave a post in the comments about what you think is a good strategy for the Samurai Kingdom. The main thing to keep in mind, though, that's nice about the Samurai Kingdom as opposed to, the pit, if you die, you can start the chapter over. Basically, okay, say I get through this chapter and I'm on 6-2. Every time I die in that 6-2 chapter, I start at the beginning of 6-2. So basically there's 4 checkpoints, and once I beat, one of the chapters, I'm fine with that chapter until the, I have basically a save point, which is a nice, nice thing to have. But the one thing to keep in mind is that if you can't beat it, at that point you're stuck. You have to start the whole thing over. That's why the Mario strategy works really well, because if you really are in the position where you don't think you can do it through just, fighting normally, that you have to kind of sneak attack, I would recommend using Mario at that point, because it does, Mario and Boomer, because then you can keep going without having to restart the entire chapter. If you bring a lot of health items, but even then, sometimes you'll get into situations where you get attacked constantly and it just can't get helped. You're not going to find it so much here, more in the pit, because the samurai guys occasionally have ninjos and ninjons and stuff running around that will damage you, but samurai guys won't do too much damage all at once unless you get except for the ones that shoot laser beams and stuff. And then so yeah, here's the big ones. The big ones are they're pretty easy because they'll roll and you can just breathe fire at them and kill them. The other thing is leveling up will heal you, so you definitely want to keep an eye out for level ups that are determined by your point score. That will be helpful. That's the one thing you'll see me do. I'll try and not use health items and hopefully hold off until the point system. A lot of times it doesn't end up working in my favor, partly just because I'm just not, I've said this before, I'm not good at defending myself. I'm good at just charging things head on. So a lot of times it ends up that I'm just fighting, sloppily, because I'm just trying to beat them and I'm not trying to worry about my defense. I'm not as good, I'm good at long range attacks. That's why I kind of prefer Bowser, because he's a little bit long range. I prefer long range because I'm not good at defending myself up close. I just will, I'm not good at avoiding, basically. But anyway. So yeah, we have more. Really, this is a long-winded thing. It's fun though. It's a fun little thing. It's kind of similar to the Glitz Pit, I feel, in terms of the Duel of 100. It's kind of similar to the Glitz Pit in terms of it's just battling. It's kind of monotonous, but it's a fun little thing to break over to do. It's more enjoyable, I feel, than the pit. Though to be fair, as you'll see, the pit in this game is definitely, I feel, better than the one in TTYD, or yeah, TTYD. Just because I feel like it's interesting how they decided to do the pit in this game. You're not a slacker after all. You may have the stamina to defeat all of us. I will defeat all of you. All 100. Yeah, this game has kind of like a fetish with 100. There's so many 100 challenges. There's 100 samurais. There's the pit of 100 trials. There's the pit of 100 trials flopside. There's, yeah. I am Crow Who Eats, Guardian of the 13th Gate. I haven't really been reading these guys' texts because you've seen them before. I think some of them might change slightly. Like the Sweaty Palm guys, I think changed slightly because, you know, they're now, they are now no longer. I mean, he already mentioned he was like abandoned. He didn't graduate or something, or he did something and got expelled. So there's no reason to repeat that dialogue because it already happened, which is something that I do like when they acknowledge changes in dialogue. You know, I've mentioned this a lot before. It's nice to see when NPCs actually alter their dialogue when you come back to them in later times. Like one thing that people mentioned as disappointing was in Black and White how you go back to the town where the dragon gym leader is, and I believe they say maybe not. I actually don't remember checking. I remember my friend telling me, but that they all say the exact same thing. It's like it's nice to like have their dialogue be changed and altered, as opposed to being like the same exact thing. That's I think the one thing, especially with RPGs, what I think game makers need more of is dialogue writers to just write lines of dialogue, like tons, so that you know, you get a bunch of dialogue, so that every time you meet an NPC, they see something new as opposed to the same old thing. So I do think there needs to be. That's the one thing I guess I will, as much as people hate how much dialogue is in this game. I'll admit there's a lot. A lot of it's funny too, but there's a lot of it. I do like the fact that all the NPCs, some of them say the same thing, but a lot of them are just they do have a lot of interesting things to say that are funny, and then they do kind of change occasionally too. Even in the town, they do change to alter their, like they're like, oh, you sealed the hole in the sky. You have no doubt seen me in the Academy newsletter. Guarding the 16th Gate is my senior project. Well, I am doing a senior project, and unfortunately for you, I do not care about yours. You will die. Or you will jump on me. Don't jump. He should have got damaged by Bowser's spikes. That's not fair. So yeah, you can jump on them with Bowser, but I just use fire. Fire is my favorite attack. Fire. Must face my other brother. His brother from another mother. Let's continue onward. I kind of wish they would have. I know this is like the Samurai battle music, but I kind of like the initial music that you come into Samurai Kingdom better, like the do 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 do. That one. I wish that one was the one you were. It would make this a lot more fun, I feel, because you would just be constantly, you know, hearing that music, which is really an enjoyable song. And I do like coming through this area because the void is gone, so you can actually see how beautiful the background is with the kind of Sumi-E style watercolor painting look to it. It is very pretty, simple but pretty. Hello, tiny little thing. I'm a harmless leaf. Hacha! No, I am hairy tarantula in grass. I leap. Hacha! And one more thing. Okay, but anyway. Yeah, the one thing is some of them will do like this kind of thing where they'll dash away, and then no matter what you do with fire, they'll just can't hit you. Again, a lot of the samurai guys, at least early on, won't do that much damage. They'll do like 2 or so. It tastes like iron. Technically, tarantulas are pretty huge, so they wouldn't be, at least in terms of TTYD, the tarantulas are pretty damn big. And more mustaches. Starnock in another castle. Many challengers attempt to lay siege on me, all leave in tears. Tire yourself, all you like, pummeling my stony abdomen. This reminds me of kind of like Ultimate Muscle. I know the actual anime in Japan it was slightly different, but like I remember watching it on Fox. I kind of want to watch it again, but on the Fox Kids. It was a weird show, but I liked how it was kind of. You know, I guess I liked Dragon Ball at that time, and I like the whole tournament saga. I know some people don't, but I do like Tournament Affair because I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Too, which is kind of the same kind of thing. It can be done really badly and just be really long and drawn out, but I liked how they had a very weird fighters. Like there was Checkmate, who could, you know, transform into a castle or a horse. He had different versions of himself. He had the main knight version, and then he had, or no, main pawn version. No, king. I don't know. Whatever. His main human version, then a horse version, and a castle version. He was a pretty cool character, and he actually ends up turning good later on. He was kind of evil at first. They had a lot of that too. So did Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball had like almost all the main cast used to be villains, and now I do like it when the villain turns into being a main character. But then again, it feels like Dragon Ball, not so much Dragon Ball, but I feel Z did. Well, maybe not. I don't know, because Vegeta was never like, he was good, but until Buu Saga, he was just kind of like a, he was there, but he wasn't really super friends. Anyway, Thrashing Prawn. I will flare mercilessly at your face. Gate 21, fight. I thrash in rage. So you defeated the briny terror of the Samurai Kingdom, but there are crabbier challengers ahead. No. Well, I mean, there might be, I don't know. And our next opponent is... Grrr. Grrr. 1,000-Year Roar will make your ears explode. Yeah, obviously this is a reference to 1,000-Year Door. I would hope. Otherwise I'd be kind of confused. Yelp. Gar? 1,000-Year Roar is reduced to a pitiful whimper. Aw, poor 1,000-Year Roar. Though nothing can beat Bowser's Roar. So we're almost done with Chapter 6-1. Just a few more opponents to face. Like, I am Unshy Guy. Public speaking holds no challenge for me. I will bludgeon you with confidence and charm. Like, a lot of these names are dumb. Like, obviously it's Shy Guy, but I don't know. That's really, I like what they decided to do with the Samurai guys. My confidence is shattered. The balloon of my self-esteem has been savagely punctured. I have to, like, the guys who had to write all the dialogue for the Samurai guys, like, I mean, as much as you complain about the dialogue in this game, the Samurai Kingdom has some really awesome dialogue, and considering it's just fighting Samurai guys, it's nice to have it be broken up with hilarious dialogue. Such as, useless badge, living a life without utility enrages me. I make this only for novelty, but that won't stop me. Yes, you are like the W emblem. Though that might be useless, but it's pretty cool, so... Though I guess, then again, it's serving a use of being cool, so therefore is it really useless. Do you eat them to be useful? I hate shrooms, but I will eat them. Okay. That kind of, like, that last line is kind of, like... kind of comes out of nowhere slightly. And one more. It is... Foulness. I am Sunshine Flood, the shining beacon. I will mop the stage with your filthy clothes. Filthy, filthy, filthy. This is a reference to the Flood and Sunshine, Super Mario Sunshine. And he has sword beams, and those are, I think they're Ninjos, or Ninjaries, or Ninjons. It's Ninjos, Ninjaries, and Ninjons. I'm not sure which is which, though. And all the final people of each chapter have, like, this kind of fancy look to them. You may now go. Yes, I will. So this has been Makeover 400. And next time we'll continue on with the Samurai Guy Duel of 100. So I'm reminding you that we should all carry on My Wayward Son.